Hi there, my name is Ryan Rayer and I am the Chef de Cuisine at Levante Brewing Company, and it is my pleasure to welcome you back to Cooking with Beer with Ryan, an extension of our Fermented Culture series. And today I get to make for you one of my all-time favorite brunch dishes. It is very delicious. It is synonymous with gluttony. It is fried banana, peanut butter, and bacon French toast bake.
Spinning my wheels, keeping it real, feeling the feelings I feel. Spinning my wheels, keeping it real, feeling the feelings I feel. Everybody follow me, everybody follow me, everybody follow me, follow me, follow me.
So what you're gonna need for this recipe is 1 package of hot dog buns. And I know that sounds crazy, but when I made up this recipe, it's all I had on hand. And since then, I've made this recipe a number of times, and I've used fancier bread. I've used brioche, I've used whole wheat, and hot dog buns were better than both of them. So don't get crazy bread unless you really want to. Hot dog buns are really, really great for this. So the hot dog buns are the base, but the other things that are gonna be on this are fried bananas, and for that you're gonna need 2 ripe bananas. You want them to not be mushy, you want them to definitely have a little bit of their integrity left. You are frying them, so you want the bananas to hold up. You're gonna need a pound of thick cut bacon, and here I've sliced it into inch-long pieces. You want it to be able to render the fat out, but you want to be able to still see the bacon. In addition to the fried bacon, we're gonna be adding a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of butter, and I can't wait to show you that process. It's really, really awesome. So that's gonna be our base, and for our French toast bake, you can't have French toast without custard. So the components to the custard are right here. Here I have 6 farm fresh eggs. I actually got these eggs yesterday from my new friend Emily at Meliora Farms. Thanks, Emily. In addition to the eggs and the custard, you're gonna need a cup of peanut butter. I'm using chunky peanut butter, but if you like to use creamy peanut butter, feel free. In addition to that, you're gonna need a cup of whole milk. And then the real essence of the dish and what makes this really, really special is right here. You're gonna need a 1/2 cup of Levante coffee shop terminology. It's our Imperial coffee stout. It's really fantastic. It's gonna add a lot of great notes to it. The coffee that's in the stout is gonna bring out the vanilla notes that are within the French toast bake, and it's also going to add a really nice roastiness that accentuates the peanut butter and makes it all taste that much deeper. A lot of depth of flavor is gonna come from the coffee shop. And in addition to that, in the custard, I have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar here, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, a tablespoon of ground cinnamon, and I'm gonna be adding a teaspoon of sea salt. So first and foremost, you're going to want to cut up your hot dog buns. And here I have a 13 by 9 baking dish that I've greased with some unsalted butter. And you're just gonna wanna take your hot dog buns and slice them in about 1/2 inch to inch pieces. It doesn't have to be exact. All right, so once you have your hot dog buns or bread of your choice cut up in the baking dish, we're just gonna set this aside. And now it is time to make the custard, and I'm making the custard now because I want to give it just enough time to sit with itself and develop some of the more delicate flavors that are in the mix. So to start off, you're going to need 6 eggs. All right, and once you have your eggs broken up, you want to add in your peanut butter. And this is probably the only portion of the custard part of the recipe that is a little touchy. You just want to make sure that the eggs and the peanut butter are completely combined. Once the eggs and the peanut butter are completely combined, you can really add in the other ingredients in any order you would like. This is really just an important step in the process. All right, once your eggs and your peanut butter are completely combined, you can start adding in all the other ingredients. We're gonna add in a cup of whole milk, our 1/2 cup of Levante coffee shop terminology. This is our 2021 vintage. Mix that up a little bit. The smell of the coffee shop with the peanut butter is absolutely fantastic. Like I said before, all of the roasty characteristics of these ingredients really meld together to make for a really wonderful concoction. All right, we're We're gonna add in our 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm using dark brown sugar because it's what I have on hand, but if you have light brown sugar, that works as well. A tablespoon of vanilla extract. A tablespoon of cinnamon, because you can't have French toast without cinnamon. Mix that all together. Ooh. And last but not least, we're gonna add a teaspoon of sea salt. All right, and that is our custard. I'm just gonna set this off to the side here. And now we're gonna get started on our fried bananas. And obviously we're gonna need to peel our bananas and have those ready to go. And you're gonna wanna slice your bananas on a diagonal and give it about 1/2 of an inch thickness. You really want these to hold up when you fry them. If pieces are too long, you can just cut them a little bit like that. And again here. The thickness is really what matters here. So, there we go. Okay, so now for the fun part of the recipe, we're gonna fry up some bacon. So here I have a pound of thick cut hickory smoked bacon that I've sliced into 1-inch pieces, and we're just gonna put this into a preheated pan. Beautiful. All right, and over medium heat here, I am frying up our pound of thick cut hickory smoked bacon. And we just want to cook this about 3/4 of the way, rendering out the majority of the fat, but leaving a little bit of life left in the bacon because it's going to go over the top of the hot dog buns in the baking dish, and it's going to further get some of that flavor into the bread. When you get to this point of the bacon cooking, turn the heat way low. You want to have as much control over the temperature of this as possible. In order for this dish to work, you really want to make sure the bacon grease is not too hot. Just want to remove your bacon, but leave the grease in the pan. Okay, now comes the really, really fun part of the recipe. With the bacon grease off the heat, but still hot, you want to add in your 2 tablespoons of butter. Get these all combined. Then you want to add in your 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Combine this all. We're basically making a bacon toffee here. Then once this is all combined, you want to put it back on the heat. Get that all melty. And over medium-low heat, you want to start to add in your bananas. Once you reach this point where the bananas are caramelized on one side, you've flipped them and things are bubbling away, turn the heat down and let it go for a couple of minutes. We really want to take this opportunity to make the bananas break down, but also get a little bit crispy on the outside. Our bananas are done frying, and now it's time to finally assemble the French toast bake. So here I have the bacon that we fried off and set aside. We're just gonna put this over the top of the bread. Just get it as evenly distributed as possible. So you have your bacon evenly distributed in a way that you would like. You grab your fried bananas. Spread your bananas out. Nobody said anything about being healthy. We're cooking with beer after all. Get all of your brown sugar, bacon, and butter mixture. Get your bacon toffee all out of the pan. So once you have that all on top, we're gonna take our custard that we have set aside, and we're gonna pour this entire mixture over this. Now, once you have your whole mixture together, you want to take a little bit of plastic wrap. You just want to press this all down. Not so much that you're smushing it, but just enough that all of the custard is mixed in with the hot dog buns. Okay, we have all of our ingredients combined here, and the smells that are happening here are absolutely delicious. And one of the reasons why I decided to call this a French toast bake and not a bread pudding is because a bread pudding is really meant to all be one thing. And at this point in time, if you wanted this to be more like a bread pudding, you can let it sit for a couple hours or even overnight before you bake it. But I'm gonna bake it immediately because I want all of it to be combined, but I want the pieces of bread within here to pull apart, and I want it to taste more like French toast. So I bake it immediately, but if you'd like to let it sit for a more even texture, feel free to do that as well. Regardless, we're gonna put this in a 400-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown and bubbly and cooked throughout. All right, our fried banana, peanut butter, bacon, French toast bake is out of the oven. It baked for about 25 minutes. It is now golden brown, done throughout. It was bubbling like crazy when we first took it out, and I'm so excited to try it. It's crispy on the top. The bacon is fully cooked. I can smell the peanut butter. The cinnamon is coming through. I can't wait to see how the coffee shop terminology made all of the flavors brighten and deepen at the same time. I'm gonna give it a taste. Got a big bite of banana on that. The peanut butter comes through. It's really, really roasty. It's absolutely fantastic. The cinnamon is coming through for me. I wanna get a piece of bacon. You need to make this. All right, I totally just finished the first piece I cut. But I have to say the coffee shop terminology really makes the peanut butter taste more like peanut butter. It brings out that roasty quality, while the coffee heightens the vanilla in the recipe as well as the brown sugar, the banana, and the vanilla. It all together really makes for a really, really great brunch dish, or a dish for any time. Until next time, cheers. I hope you enjoy this as much as I did.